All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? It is 3 p.m. West Coast time, 1 p.m. Hawaii time, 6 p.m. on that East Coast, and 5 p.m. for our Central Time folk. Looks like we got Rick in the house. Excelente. Lousy weather. It's one of your stay in your PJ days, Rick. Tell me about it. You woke up this morning in Seattle. What do you know? We got some snow. Now, they were calling for some snow earlier or a few days ago, but it wasn't supposed to hit us until Thursday. But alas, I guess Wednesday is the new Thursday because we got the snow today. Luckily, it looks like, glancing out my window, it has mostly melted, but it sounds like there's going to be more snow tonight and more snow tomorrow and more snow the next day. So, I am sitting in my house, cozy as well. Did a lot of work this afternoon because I was working for home. Ashes is coming in to say hello, everybody. But I was working at home, and lo and behold, because the tax season is what the tax season is, time got a little bit away from me. And so when I said that it was 3 p.m. West Coast time, I was lying. It was actually 3:04, but that's okay. You guys know what time it really is. It looks like we've got Darlene in the house, Elaine also in the house. Fan-flippin'-tastic. All right, cool. Why don't we get the party started, shall we? What was going on? What a great question, Elaine. What was going on was me at 2:51 looking at the clock, looking up from my work, looking at the clock and going, I need to brush my teeth. I need to put on a shirt for the stream. I need to comb my hair. I need to put on some lip gloss. I need to set up my back stream. I need to plug in my mic. I need to do all these things. And so in that last 15 minutes, I was frantically running around the house doing all sorts of things and stuff. So, what was happening? Running around like a chicken with my head cut off. And of course, Ashes was just sitting there watching me, and then now she is on the desk demanding my attention, even though this whole entire day that I've been here at this very same desk doing tax work, she couldn't have cared less. So it looks like Gina's in the house saying hello to everyone, including Ash's kitty, but it also looks like Darlene is mentioning that YouTube might not be in its happy space. So I'm going to check with YouTube in its happy space. And yeah, it looks like I think you have to do something. It's there. I'm here. But it definitely looks like it needs to it definitely looks like you need to maybe like click onto the live tab. Like it looks like the upcoming is still saying there saying it's upcoming. And I know that that's a problem. I just don't know how to fix it. But if you click on the live tab, you should actually see the live stream. So now I'm going to, what am I doing? Now I'm totally flying blind. I'm not even watching the chat. I'm completely on Twitch now to get everything set up because I didn't get it set up. And so here we are. Okay. Now things are the way they should be. And so Elaine, you got YouTube but had to get out, then you log back in again. Yeah, it seems weird like that. And Marmac, good to see you. Did you happen to get any snow this morning? I know that you're not in the Seattle area, but you're close enough that I'm wondering, did you get any snow? Because we sure got some snow. Not a whole lot, maybe an inch, but still enough to keep my cats inside cuddled up with me all day. Okay, that's not true. Not cuddle up with me, but cuddle up in their respective cuddle spots. And so Dusty is currently in the prime location on the bed, which of course, as every cat owner knows, the best place for a cat on the bed is in the center of the bed. Because then the cat knows that the entire bed belongs to him. And that, I'm looking into my bedroom door. That is exactly where Dusty is hanging out. Ashes, on the other hand, she is within arm's reach, and so I'm sure we will be seeing some flashing of her tail during these tales that we'll be sharing. Speaking of which, I hope you guys have some tales to be sharing, because quite honestly, I don't really know what we're going to be talking about today. But sometimes those are the best, funnest days, because that's where the scatter goes and chatters. One thing we're going to talk about, I don't know what that was all about. One thing that we are going to talk about, we're going to revisit. Okay, so last three streams, basically, we spent a lot of time on Hawaii Island. And last stream I said, okay, we're done with our Hawaii Island visit. I lied. Yes, that's right. We're going to go back for just a quick minute, because one of those videos that Keone showed us was of the boat launch, and we were talking about all of the cement jacks. And so I wanted to show you guys what I was talking about with the neatly stacked jacks versus what they turned into. But before we go there, Darlene, Asha seems to be the kitty that likes more attention. Dusty is just chill. To a degree, but when Dusty decides that he wants attention and that he wants to be a cuddle bug, he is way more persistent. Because the thing is Ashes and Dusty, they exhibit their affection in two different ways. Ashes loves to be near me, but not touching me or on me. She doesn't like to be held. Dusty, on the other hand, generally couldn't care less about me. But when I do cross his reality and he's like, oh, humans for cuddles and scratches, well, he wants to be in my arms. He wants to be on my shoulder. He wants to be, when we're sleeping, he wants to sleep right up in my face. He wants to, when I'm scritching him, he wants to drool right up on my face. So Dusty is definitely, he has definitely got a stronger affectionate streak, but when it's not there, he just is off, doing his own thing, being chill. And that's exactly right, Gina. We're gonna look at the jacked up jacks. By the way, you guys, I don't know if you just saw what happened. I had my little mad statter sign that K-Man, who's the one who took the video that we're about to watch, taped up on my backdrop because I thought it was neat so everybody could see that I'm mad statter, but it fell. So we're going to refasten that later on after the stream. But before we do that, because the stream ain't over yet, we're going to go back to, first off, we're going to do this. First off, we got to do what we got to do, right? Right. And then, let's see here. And then I'm going to do more technical stuff like that. Alrighty. So first, we're going to talk about, we're going down to Lapahoihoi again, or not we're going down, we're already down there, right? Now, Lapahoihoi, this is the old picture from prior to 1946 of the town of Lapahoihoi, and this was prior to the tsunami that came through in 1946 and ended up killing a bunch of teachers and students at the schoolhouse. So this is like the historic picture, right? Okay, so this, oh my goodness, hold on. This is what it looks like now. Wait, hold on. This is what it looks like now. This is the overview of where we're going to see the video. And that's the little boat launch. And then here you can see the jacks are very neatly placed with a logic in mind. And it looks like why would those move, right? You know, who could possibly move those jacks? Well, I think the ocean is strong enough to move them because that's what they ended up looking like. And so I think being all intertwined like that probably gives them a little bit more stability, but it's kind of weird to see how they used to look all neatly laid out like that. And then now we've got ourselves a video that we're gonna watch. that shows that, boy, oh boy, no, they are not laid out that neat anymore. So that's what they looked like when everything was not all hamajang. But now the jacks, well, they all hamajang. All right, so let's go check out that video one more time from K-Man, and this time it won't be buffering or lagging like it was the last time, because I went and downloaded it instead of just streaming it from his YouTube page. All right, hey Tick, hey there Predic, how you doing? Good to see you here. We are just about to watch a little video of that K-Man, Camuella Man from Andy Pidgin's Daily Pidgin Live took on the Big Island, Hawaii Island, down on Laupahoehoe, and it's just a short little 1.5-minute video, and let's see here, you miss us so much. Well, I'm super stoked that you're here, that you are here today. Where are you at? Like, are you somewhere in some airport in the Philippines? Like, I feel like you might be. And Rick, did that boat landing get covered in the 2021 lava flow? I don't know. I mean, K-Man took this video in 20, maybe 21. Gosh, you know, I don't really know. Maybe we'll have to get in touch with K-Man and find out. But in the meantime, here's the video I keep talking about. Oops, didn't mean to do that. All right. Oh, wait, hold on. What's going on? So many things are happening, especially things like someone is flying 28,000 feet in the air watching this stream on the way to Paris. Predic, you know, your autopilot time's up. Yeah. Get back to work. I think it's so flippin' awesome that you're doing that, but I also think maybe you shouldn't let anybody know you're doing that. Oh my God, you're just going, you are literally a jet setter. Wow, awesome, dude. You take care too. Take good care. Don't you be all autopiloted just so we can hang out. Although that is super awesome. Oh my goodness. Yeah, awesome, dude. I am super stoked that you are checking in, but definitely get back to work. I figured you were flying a private jet today. I figured you were. Obviously, we won't ask who your cargo is, but obviously, whatever your cargo is, it's landing in Paris, which means they're having a much more glamorous time than I am here in Seattle behind my desk. But that's okay because I'm living vicariously through you, as it were, and I'm a jet setter now too. And so let's see here, Kevin. I don't think the restream is working on YouTube. It was for a minute. Let me go back and check. No, you know what, Kevin? I think it is, but I think what you have to do is you have to, you have to like, okay, if you go to my channel on YouTube, the front page might not have the link to the live stream. And that's my fault. I need to figure out how to fix that. But if you click the little live tab and go to that menu, it should be there. That's how I was able to find it when Darlene, I think, said that things were quirky on YouTube. And so Darlene's giving you a hint. You have to like go back out and then come back in. I don't know why. I mean, I do kind of know why. Maybe, but I don't know enough to even think about how I would explain what it is I might not know to people who really don't know, and what I think I might know might not be it anyway. So yeah. But good to see though that you are okay. Now Kevin, okay, you're just not seeing the chat part on YouTube. That is patently a YouTube problem. I don't know what is the deal. Because 2-hour break predict, awesome. But Kevin, I don't know why YouTube is having that problem sometimes. I have that problem when I'm watching Andy Boomatai's video or live cast sometimes. I'll have to switch channels and then come back in and then be like, hide chat, show chat, hide chat, show chat. Show chat. Wow, that's kind of a tongue twister. And then like refresh. Like I have to kind of like force it sometimes to get the chat to work. And so that I feel for someone who doesn't know nothing, I feel like I am confident that that is a YouTube issue, not a restream issue. And for once, not my ignorant issue. And oh, you're not seeing the YouTube chat on the Twitch side? Okay, hold on. Pradic, are you serious, Miley Cyrus? I'm gonna assume that you're just making that up, because you're not allowed to tell, and so you're just making it seem fancy. But that's flipping awesome if it really is true. I love Miley Cyrus. And okay, you guys, you guys, you're making me so sad. Okay, so let's see here. So hold on. Oh, it looks like Elaine and Kevin are on there. Oh, my bot stopped working. Okay. All right. That's a restream issue. Shucks. What? Why is that not working? I was so stoked. Well, no, Darlene, see, what you're seeing is all of the Twitch chat. And then if you're on YouTube, wait. Hold on. Yeah, so the Twitch chat isn't coming in on YouTube, and the YouTube chat isn't coming in on... YouTube's not coming on Twitch. Twitch isn't coming in on YouTube. I used to have... I totally thought that I figured out how to do that. Okay. All right, we're gonna have to figure that out. Wow, I have a lot of things to figure out. Okay, I guess this... As usual, when Ashes shows up, it's a black cat session, per se. And that is exactly what it is today. It is a black cat session. Alright, so... Okay, what I'm gonna do... Okay, what I'm gonna do... Well, as you can maybe see, what I'm gonna do is get really nervous. And I'm gonna put on a very strange video that's like, why do you have this? Because I do. Okay? We're gonna learn about adverbs from Schoolhouse Rock from 50 years ago. That's right, we're gonna learn about adverbs. And while we're learning about adverbs, I'm gonna go see if I can at least get the chat bot to start working again. And if I can't do that, we're gonna watch another video and I'll keep trying. So, all right. What, Rick? But on Roku, chat watching YouTube shows both Twitch and YouTube chats on screen. Oh, what in the hell? I wonder if... That doesn't make any sense. Okay, I really don't know what's going on, but what I do know what's going on is we're going to learn about adverbs, because you can get your adverbs at Lolly's, and then I'm going to go to Restream and see what I can do in the background. But in the meantime, watch this cartoon and maybe learn, okay? Okay.
Ready, Pop? Yep. Ready, son?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Let's go.
1, 2.
Lolly, 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 get your adverbs here. Lolly, 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 got some adverbs here. Come on down to Lolly's, get the adverbs here. You're going to need if you write or read or even think about it. Lolly, 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 get your adverbs here. Got a lot of lolly jolly adverbs here. Anything you need and we can make it absolutely clear. An adverb is a word.
That's all it is, and there's a lot of them.
That modifies a verb.
Sometimes a verb, sometimes.
It modifies an adjective or else another adverb. And so you see that it's positively very, very necessary. Lolly, 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 get your adverbs here. Father, son, and lolly selling adverbs here. Got a lot of adverbs and we make it clear. So come to Lolly.
Hello, folks. This is Lolly Sr. saying we have every adverb in the book, so come on down and look.
Hello, folks. Lolly Jr. here. Suppose your house needs painting. How are you going to paint it? That's where the adverb comes in. We can also give you a special intensifier so you can paint it very neatly or rather sloppily.
Oh, hi. Suppose you're going nut gathering. Your buddy wants to know where and when. Use an adverb and tell him.
Get your adverb, use it with an adjective, it says much more. Anything described can be described some more. Anything you'd ever need is in the store. And so you choose very carefully every word you use. Use it with a verb, it tells us how you did. Where it happened, where you're going, where you've been. Use it with another adverb, that's the end. And even more. How, where, or when, condition or reason. These questions are answered when you use an adverb.
Come and get it,
Lolly, 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 get your adverbs here. Quickly, 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 get those adverbs here. Slowly, surely, really learn your adverbs here. You're going to need them if you read them, if you write or talk or think about them, Lolly.
If it's an adverb, we have it at Lolly's. Bring along your old adjectives, too, like slow, soft, and sure. We'll fit them out with our LY attachment and make perfectly good adverbs out of them.
Get your adverbs here.
Lots of good tricks at Lolly's, so come on down.
Lolly, lolly, lolly.
Adverbs deal with manner, place, time,
Lolly, lolly, lolly.
condition, reason,
Father, son, and lolly.
comparison, contrast.
Lolly, lolly, lolly.
Enrich your language with adverbs.
Lolly, lolly, lolly.
Besides, they're absolutely free.
Lolly, lolly, lolly.
At your service.
Indubitably.
Okay, yeah. All right. So, let's see here. Okay, now you're back on YouTube Restream. You see Restream. Oh. You guys, I don't know what I did. What? I don't. Okay, well, I am super stoked that I fixed it. I don't know what I did to fix it. I hate it when that happens. I don't know what was wrong. I don't know how I fixed it. I mean, I'm super stoked that it got fixed, but I don't know what I did. You guys, I don't know what I did. Okay, well, luckily in ignorance is still bliss because we got the results that we wanted. Yeah. All right, you guys, we're looking good today. Flying by the skin of our teeth. That is right. That is the seat of our pants. Getting by the skin of our teeth. Okay, so let's see here. It looks like we have a bunch of people from the Daily Pidgin Live. I know that Gina is not necessarily an old school OG Hamajang ganger, but by default, Gina is an old school Hamajang gang OGer. Just because I say so. I deem it such. You guys, I think, now is it today? I might be lying, but I don't think I am. I think Keone Nunes is going to be on Andy's show today, right? And for those of you who don't know who Keone Nunes is or why I'm so excited about him being on the show, Keone Nunes is, I don't know if he's been deemed a Hawaiian national treasure. I don't even know if Hawaii has national treasures, but Keone Nunes should be deemed a Hawaiian national treasure. He is the tattoo artist who basically single-handedly brought traditional tattoo practices back to the Hawaiian Islands. I believe he was tutored under someone from Micronesia, but please do not quote me on that. In fact, I'm hoping that Andy will get into the story of, we'll have Keone revisit the story of how he got to be back into the old school tattooing style, not with an electrical tattoo machine, but the old-fashioned bone and stick and shell, dip it in the ink, blah, 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 tap, 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 tap. And so, Pinnell, good to see you here. And so we're going to get to listen to Keone and all of his wisdom, because when Keone does a tattoo in the traditional style, he has been known, when he's working on Native Hawaiians, to get into their family histories, their lineage, where they're from, who their amakua are, etc., and he will not only custom create a design for that person, but that person's design will be based on their genetics, on their heritage, on their family lines, on the clans that they belong to and that they come from. Because some symbols and some designs actually belong to a clan. For instance, like in Scotland, you've got the different clans that have the different tartans, or plaid as we say here, the different patterns of tartan, and that is their design, theirs, that belongs to their clan. Well, similarly, there are designs in Polynesian culture that belong to specific clans. And so Keone doesn't just pop on any kind of cute little design. Oh, Keone, I want a honu. Like, he's not going to do that. He is going to basically tell you what tattoo it is you're going to get, but it will be with reason and purpose. So Kevin Frazier coming in. Yes, you can see Keone's art on Jason Momoa and many other famous and not so famous people. Absolutely. I was just about to say that. So you might have seen some of Keone's recent work on the side of Jason Momoa's head. I don't believe that the art that Jason Momoa has on the rest of his body was done by Keone. But I do believe, or I know that the stuff that was done on his head, his most recent stuff, was done by Keone. Keone happened to grow up with Andy Bumatai, Lono, and also Jason Momoa's dad, Joe. Joe is a true waterman from the west end of Oahu, Waianae. Very respected waterman. In fact, I was having a conversation with someone who knows his father, and I was kind of raising an eyebrow because I heard Jason Momoa refer to himself as a waterman. And frankly, I took umbrage to that because he is not. He is a Hollywood star. He might have played a lifeguard, but he wasn't really a lifeguard. He might know how to surf, but he doesn't spend his days on the water like a true waterman. And so I was being a little bit of a smart, and they kindly reminded me that Jason Momoa, by default, because of his father is actually a waterman. Because his father is that much of a waterman that it actually exuded down onto his son. And fun fact, Keone, when he did the piece on Jason Momoa, it sounds like he also did a piece on Jason's father, Joe. And so they both got like, you know, I don't know if they got like twinsy tattoos because I don't know what the tattoo was that Joe got. But I do think it's pretty awesome that Keone was able to work on both father and son. And let's see here. Darlene, yes, Keone Nunes has said in the past he doesn't take orders. It's what he sees and what's in the person's lineage. Precisely, exactly. And so, Darlene, so inherited through his father, that's what I was told. And the person I was speaking with, I consider to be a little bit of a waterman himself. And so I am not going to argue. I'm not going to argue. I mean, who am I to argue? Some howly chick up in Seattle telling Jason Momoa whether or not he really is a waterman? Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. So, let's see here. Yeah, and so another thing about Keone Nunes, if you don't know, he's currently living in Thailand and he's bragging about how cheap it is and making all of us rethink our retirement plans. But also, before he retired to Thailand, and he didn't really retire, let me just put it that way, he's still working hard. Before, back in the days when he was in high school, like I said, he went to high school with Andy Bumatai, he went to high school with Lono, and he went to Waianae, you know, the Sea Riders, and Lono and Keone were both playing football on the same football team that like won the state champs or whatever. Big deal football player back in the day. And so Lono and Keone go back long time. And so I'm very excited. Well, and Keone and Andy go back long time. And so I'm very excited to see what these two gentlemen who've seen plenty of life between the two of them. I'm very curious as to what that will be like. And then also, so Thursday, I believe, we're going to be watching Miles come on to the Daily Pidgin. And then on Friday, now don't quote me, but I heard that Lono might be coming on Friday for an interview. So my best guess is, and I don't know, but my best guess is Lono will probably be speaking of his new project, which is Molokai Eevee Band, Eevee Music. And so I'm very excited to see what he has to say about that, because I have not really been, I mean, he's kept me in the loop sort of, but just enough that I know that there's so much more that I want to know, but he won't let me listen to it. He won't let me, I don't know. So yeah, there's that. So I'm very excited about the next few days of Daily Pidgin Live. Keone today, I believe. Miles on Thursday, and I'm sure Miles is going to talk about what he does with his music classes, his special needs kids that he teaches, and how he, actually, I don't know what Miles is going to talk about, because Miles has a lot of things that he could talk about. One thing that he could talk about is how he really likes to sneak in Hawaiian history and Hawaiian language amongst his students via music, which is a great way to introduce young children to the culture and to maybe get it stick. Because when you can introduce a fact with some other, you know, like a musical, you know, earworm, as it were, I get the impression that that's the way you remember stuff. It's easier to remember. I have no studies to prove this. I don't have footnotes to show my work, but that's just how that goes. That's just what I think. All right, so speaking of Lono and the fact that I don't have a whole lot to talk about, why don't we take our Lono listening break a little sooner than usual? This song is a song that he learned when he was in high school, and he thought this was before Lono was very fluent, I guess, in Hawaii, in Olelo, Hawaii, and so he thought that this song was about two women, two beautiful vahine. But as it turns out, the song is actually about the reign of the Nu'uanu Valley. And so if you go to Lono's YouTube page, Kaupe'epe'e is his user, but you can also find it easily with doing a Lono music search in the YouTube section. This song, the little description that he writes, well, it's kind of funny, actually. It's a little story of Lono's high school youth, in his family, etc., etc. But instead of the story, why don't we just listen to the song?
Oheno Keia No Beauty, or the beauty hula. No Beauty, but the Tuahine rain up in Nu'uanu Valley. Woo!
All right, so just so you know, that song is also known as the Beauty Hula. So sometimes it's known by that name, sometimes it's known by the English name. So if you ever see Beauty Hula, that's the same song as what we just heard. And so, all right then. Okay, you guys, let's get the chatter scattering because we have got nothing to talk about today. Not one little thing. I mean, I guess I could tell you about how I had to call Comcast today and sit on hold forever to find out why the $250 cable, internet access bill for our office has changed to $477 every month. But, you know, why would you want to hear about that? Darlene, you also recently got Kavika and Kenny's CDs. Yes, I did too. Shock, former, someone who used to hang out a lot at yep, that's right. One more time. Yes, Darlene, I recently got Kavika and Kenny's CDs too. Shock-a-lock. She gifted them to me. I haven't seen Shock in a while. She seems to have her own life going on now that she's been retired. She hasn't been hanging out on Daily Pidgin. She hasn't been streaming movies. And she hasn't been hanging out here at the Statterbox. That's okay. I'm very thankful that I got those CDs. However, since I don't have permission from Kavika nor Kenny to play their music on my stream, I basically just still air to basically Lono tunes, because I don't have permission for those. So, let's see here. Rick, sweet, Comcast sprouted and way before spring. Kevin, Comcast is the devil. Yeah, you know, I have long ago, oh, Darlene, she's been a couple times in the background. Okay, cool, fantastic. Good to know she's still hanging out just a little bit. And yeah, in regards to the Comcast situation, so as it turns out, apparently we had a 2-year contract with them that has since expired. And so the bundle discount that we were getting has gone away. And so I suggested to my boss, I was like, hey, I've got fiber optic cable at my house from CenturyLink for $65 a month. My upload and download speed at my house is actually faster than what we have at the office, that we paid $250 a month for at the office. I pay $65 a month for my internet here. And so I was like, well, it seems like, seems obvious to me we're going to be switching to CenturyLink, right? And so I emailed my boss. I was like, hey, I'm going to look into the CenturyLink options. I don't know if they offer fiber optic in your neighborhood yet, in the office's neighborhood yet, but if they do, we should probably switch, because it's a ridiculously good deal. $65 a month, no contract, no nothing. Like, it stays $65 a month until I cancel. What it'll be if I cancel and then try to come back, I don't know, but that's okay. I've got no reason to cancel, because apparently the next competition is $250 a month, and you gotta be flying flirkin' kidding me. That's right, flying flirkin' kidding me. And Kevin Frazier, you pay around $65 a month for 1 gigabyte speed, as do I. We're clearly on the same plan, man. But right, that's exactly it. But $250 a month is what we were paying, and that was with the discount. Now, $477 is the flippin' bill. So the contract is over. Clearly, we have to pay the $477. So, you know, I died a little inside and wrote the check. But then I was talking to my boss. I was like, hey, we're going to be switching, aren't we, to CenturyLink? Because duh. And then she's like, well, no, we can't switch to CenturyLink because we get a discount on all of our cell phones by going through Comcast. And so that's how they get you, right? They try to intertwine all their services, so the moment you're unhappy with something, you're going to have to change your whole shebang, and it'll keep you there. And so I have a feeling we're going to be stuck with Comcast just because of our silly, stupid cell phones. And by the way, the cell phone that she's referring to, for me, it fell off a 3rd-story garage floor in Hawaii back in June, and I haven't been using it. So to me, we don't even need the cell phones, as far as I'm concerned. She disagrees wholeheartedly, and I will be getting another cell phone shortly. But but all the other cell phones that we have, they're connected to mine too, even though it doesn't work. because it fell off the third story window. Well, garage, whatever. And where? So good to see you. Yes. You're late catching up on changes with time slots. Absolutely. You are not the only one who's catching up with the changes in time slots. 5 o'clock still on Sunday, so we're good to go there. 6 o'clock still on Saturday. We're great to go there. 3 o'clock on Wednesday, I thought would be a good idea. I'm questioning what it was I was thinking. Because at this time of year, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I am like eyeball deep in doing tax stuff. And so then I look up and it's like 2:30 in the afternoon and I realize I've got 30 minutes to put a stream together. So, yeah, I'm not so sure I'm liking this 3 p.m. thing, but I also am not so sure that I've got any other option because I'm not going to go on after Andy, and I certainly can't make it any earlier because that'd just be a bigger issue for me. So I think we're going to be here stuck at 3, and I'm just going to have to get used to the new routine. And right, exactly, and it's about 6 there, so good for you. Precisely. And let's see here, Pinnell. You don't know your speed, but you have had fiber for years. You were one of the first people to get it because Bell Canada invented it. Nice. See, so you've been spoiled for a long time. You've been spoiled for super long. Yeah, see, I had to upgrade my internet. I think I was paying like $45 a month for this DSL connection that was just, well, it was good enough for my needs, but it wasn't very good. And when I decided to start when I started to think about streaming, I went in and looked at like the minimum basic requirements, and I think you had to have like, I don't remember what the requirements were. Like I think you had to have like a 10 megabyte or no, I don't even remember. But you had to have X amount of upload speed, and my upload speed was like not even a quarter of that. It was just so pathetic. And so it's like, all right, well, before I start streaming, I need to fix my upload speed. So I went and was like, oh, well, maybe blah, blah, blah. As it turns out, CenturyLink had a great deal. I signed up for it. I've been spoiled ever since. Just like Kevin, I will not go back. Rick, high speed, really needed. You can stream movies with only 4 or 5 meg. Yeah, I think I was at like 2 though. That's the thing, Rick. I mean, I think I was at 2. Because I know when I first started, I do remember this. I told Lono, now Lono lives on Molokai, right? I told Lono that my upload speed was, I was like, I think 2. It was tiny. And he was like, really? Because the upload speed that his internet got on Molokai was at least 7 megabytes per second. And his was like way higher than mine. And I'm in Seattle, like the place that invented the internet practically. I know, we didn't invent the internet. I know. But you would think if a house in Molokai, you would think a house in Seattle would have a faster upload speed than a house in Molokai, right? Right. But no. My speed was super low. So I had to upgrade a little bit. But upgrading to $65 a month, no big deal. My boss, on the other hand, for almost as fast as upload speed as I've got now, is paying, well, $477 for the flippin' business. Now, granted, it is a business rate, and you always get charged more for businesses. I don't know why. Businesses have to pay more, but they always do. And so that's part of the reason, I'm sure, why the internet bill is so expensive for the office. But we're going to have to see what we can do to fix it, because it pains me. $477 a month? That's more than $10 a day just to have access to the internet. Like way more than $10 a day. And where inequalities of differing neighborhoods, well, yeah, that is actually part of the factor here, because not every neighborhood, when I signed up, or when I realized I had to sign up for better internets, I wasn't sure that CenturyLink was even going to have the fiber optic, because I wasn't sure it had reached my neighborhood yet. Because I'd been seeing on the CenturyLink website for probably a year at that point, sign up for our fiber optic. And every time I tried to sign up, it would just be like, sorry, it's not your neighborhood. Well, finally, the one time when I really needed it, it got to my neighborhood. So some neighborhoods still don't have access to it. I don't know if the neighborhood that my boss lives in, where we work, has access to it. But yeah, different systems have different, different speeds, as it were. And let's see here. Kevin, you cut the cable and use streaming TV now, so 65 is a good deal for 1 gig internet and streaming TV. Absolutely, exactly. I don't watch local sports. I don't watch the local news. I don't really need a local TV. I don't need a TV. So streaming, yeah, there's only one person if my household was full of a bunch of people, this conversation would be very different. But it's only me. Only one person is watching one thing on the TV at a time. And there's only 24 hours in a day. So there's only so much TV I can even watch. And so, why do I need to have cable when the streaming internet is just fine for my needs? And exactly, your neighborhood won't get fiber optic for a very long time. It's not in a location that would be profitable for those companies. Right, exactly. And that's what, it's, it'll probably get there, but you're exactly right. It'll be the last one. Your area, the rural area will probably be one of the last ones. But yeah, luckily, since I'm in a more urban area, even though I am in a lower income urban area, or maybe because I'm in a lower income urban area, they got the fiber optics eventually to us, and so super stoked about that. And so let's see here. Kevin, you think that AT&T has fiber now? Yeah, I would hope so. I would hope that all of the telecommunications, the Xfinities, the Comcasts, the CenturyLinks, the AT&Ts, the Ma Bells, the whatever, I would hope that they're all investing in it. But let's see here. Rick, you're going to look into 5G broadcast internet over the cellular system. In-town service should be great. I don't even know what that is, so keep us updated. Broadcast internet over the cellular system. Technology is confusing. And Pinnell, I only watch the news and it's on YouTube. Exactly. That's where I get a lot of my news, is rewatching the news feeds on YouTube, because every news channel, every news station has their own YouTube. And so, and if it's a big enough deal, it's a headline and I can just read about it. I don't need to have, I don't need to have my news in video form. I'm very happy to just read my news. And so let's see here. So it's just a cell phone internet connection. So, Rick, your explanation, so it's just a cell phone internet connection, still confuses the flying fork out of me. But I want to read about what Ann Ware said. A neighbor built his house with fiber optic in anticipation. That was 10 years ago, and he's moved since then. Okay. That's actually kind of funny. Okay, that's kind of funny. And exactly, I prefer reading the online news. I don't like the TV cable news shouting at you. Precisely, I'm totally with you. The only reason why I really like the video news is when they've got, like, videos of orcas and stuff like that. And hey, oh my goodness gracious, Vanilla Coke Pepsi, good to see you. It has been a minute. How you been? And Rick, you're just saying that the internet has no wires. It's just a cellular internet connection. I don't know if I'd want that though. Because then, like, when one thing goes down, everything has gone down. I don't know if I want that. And let's see here. Okay, Pinnell, your friend had cell phone internet years ago. It was very slow. Okay. So, Vanilla Coke Pepsi, right now, we are talking about various styles of internets that we have. So, once again, a completely enthralling topic for the evening. But do you happen to know what kind of internet you've got? Do you have cellular internet? Do you have fiber optic internet? Do you have DSL internet? Do you have some other kind that I don't know about that exists? Do you have satellite internet? I know that you live out in the boons, it seems like. And so I'm just curious if how your internet needs are met, as it were. And what have I been up to? What have we been up to lately, Vanilla Coke Pepsi? Oh, you've got cellular. Okay. And do you think the cellular internet, is it super slow? Can you upload stuff real quick? Like, what's your cellular internet experience? I've just literally heard of this cellular internet phenomenon literally like 15 minutes ago. But Rick's thinking about you looking into it, and Pinnell's like, you might want to be warned. You might want to think about thinking about it. And now here you are. So just curious as to your experience. And one thing that we have been doing here on Statterbox at the Cinema, we are now streaming on both Twitch and on YouTube. So if Twitch is being twitchy, you can go over to YouTube, and if YouTube is just not catching your vibe, you can switch over to Twitch. So we have got both channels open now. And let's see here. Elaine, oh no, we're talking about internet connections and your Wi-Fi is down. Got to get on cell phone to watch. Bummer, dude. Hopefully we won't eat up too much of your data, or hopefully you've got unlimited data and it doesn't even matter. And so let's see here. There's an ice storm going on right now, so maybe it might go down. Oh, yeah, for sure. No wonder you're at home talking to us. You can't go anywhere. There's an ice storm going on. And I'll tell you what, man, ice storms, if there's one kind of storm that's going to keep you inside, it is an ice storm. Earlier this winter, we had an ice storm, and I'll be the first to admit, I drive my Subaru in places that I don't need to be driving my Subaru. But the moment that there is a sheet of ice on the road, I am staying home. And I ended up staying home for like 3 or 4 days without leaving, and that was a little annoying. But yeah, ice storms. No. That's when you stay home, cozy, eating potato soup or something else. I don't know. Potato soup just seems really cozy to me for some reason. And let's see here. Rick, you get good internet, but you also get to argue with AT&T about the bill every month missing credit thing. So you earn that credit. You earn that credit every month is what I'm hearing you say, is that you earn it. And so let's see here. Elaine, you're getting a big rainstorm, so lots of glitches. Yeah, exactly. Twitch works great on cellular. Awesome. Okay. It's so weird how Twitch, I mean, honestly, I don't think they named the platform with this in mind, but Twitch is so twitchy. And it's so weird how some days it's just not in the mood, and then other days it'll work great on like potentially the skebbiest platform. It's like, oh yeah, the cellular, there's no wires and we're just flying through the air, but we like that better than being hardwired in for some reason. Let's see here. Darlene, yeah, same here. Exactly, because you guys in Wisconsin, and probably where Ann Ware is as well, you guys are probably all feeling the same little ice storm that Vanilla Coke Pepsi's got going on. And yeah, you're going to stay home today and probably tomorrow, not going anywhere. Gina, you are back. Fantastical. And so Pinnell, also in also in line. Supposed to get the ice here tomorrow. I'm staying in. Hope that power stays on. Yeah, exactly. And yep, on your phone, says Darlene. The Twitch works really well. Awesome. Okay. And Pinnell, you get Twitch on your Kindle. It works better on it, as it should. Yeah, it better. You know, I think, yeah, Mr. Amazon owns it all, so it better all be looped in. And that's right, Rick. Exactly. Tell Vanilla Coke Pepsi, if you are staying home, you can see Andy tonight, because you might not know this, and so we're going to tell you, even though most folks here already know. Andy Bumatai is now streaming 5 days a week again at 5 p.m. West Coast time, 3 p.m. Hawaii time. I don't remember if you're East Coast time or if you're Central time. So it's either 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. your time. Basically an hour from now. An hour from now, Andy will be streaming on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, another YouTube, another Facebook, I think LinkedIn, and some other thing. I think he's got like 8 different streams going on. I'm proud of my measly 2, but he's got like 8. And today he is going to be having a special guest. We already spoke of him earlier, but we're going to talk about him again for a second. Keone Nunes is probably going to be on Andy's show tonight. And if you don't know who Keone Nunes is, he is a master tattoo artist who is the one who brought the traditional tattoo style, tattoo methods back to the Hawaiian Islands. So I'm looking forward to his segment for certain. So if you're planning on staying in tonight and you are interested in tattoos, well, Keone Nunes is a very good person to learn some things and stuff from. Not to mention also Keone has his knowledge of Hawaiian history and Hawaiian language is unsurpassed. I mean, people come on Andy Bumatai's show and are amazed at how much Andy has taught everyone and Andy teaches everyone. And a lot of times, like James Mane and Stephen Espanola, a guest, and Andy's co-host James Mane, they say that they learn stuff from Andy, right? Well, Andy learns stuff from Keone. You know, Andy knows a lot, Keone knows more. And so, so we are going to be so fortunate to have both of them this evening. But even if you can't catch Keone, because you just don't even care, every Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. West Coast time, 7 p.m. Central time, is Andy Bumatai's show. It's Booma time, right? And so I hope that we might see you there on occasion. It has, by the way, Vanilla Coke Pepsi turned more into a chat show than the video show that you were accustomed to. And I know that you kind of like the chat, so you might enjoy this version of Daily Pidgin Live that's happening right now. So yeah, so that's what's going on. And then and then also Darlene is coming in with, I guess, like, I buried the lead. Darlene's actually telling you the real deal. Andy is going to be on TV with the streams that he's doing for right now. So starting March 6th, there's a cable station that is going to be, it's a cable station in Hawaii and Las Vegas that's going to be showing basically the live streams that Andy is creating every day that we're a part of, and it's actually going to be shown on television. So I guess really, if I want to lure you to the Daily Pidgin Live, if you want to be on TV, come on over. I know a place where you can get on TV. It's called the Daily Pidgin Live. And that's exactly it, Kevin Frazier. No quote me, I may be wrong. That is that phrase is just, you know, the safety net, the words to live by for certain. And let's see here. Terry says that he will be here for the rest of my stream, Mad Statter. Well, I didn't even see Terry come in. So, hey, Terry, man, I am there we go. Super stoked to see you, Terry. I see you now. Thank you for coming on in. I know that our streams are conflicting on Wednesdays, and I hate that. But you know what I love? I love that you're here. Oh, I love that you're here. So Terry in Scotland, in case you don't know, runs an amazing channel on Twitch where I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know. I don't know. Is it going to be a game? Is it going to be a movie? Is it going to be a documentary? Is it going to be a documentary and then a movie? Is it going to be another game and then maybe a documentary? I don't know. But I do know that he's been showing documentaries the last week or so. And Terry, I haven't come in at the beginning. I have lurked a little bit. Haven't come in at the beginning to know so the last week you've been doing the Roosevelts. You've been doing documentaries on the Roosevelts. And unfortunately, because I've been so busy at work, I haven't been able to pay attention, even though I've really wanted to. So what is this like a Ken Burns Roosevelts thing? It doesn't really look like a Ken Burns documentary in the same style as a Ken Burns, but it seems like it's a series of seems like it's one long documentary on the Roosevelts that lasts an hour and a half for 5 days. I guess what I'm actually asking is, what is it that you're showing? Okay, Gina, it is a Ken Burns documentary. That would make sense why there's so many of them on the same subject. Ken Burns documentaries, I'm so used to him using or covering subject matter that was prior to video. And so I'm so used to Ken Burns productions being, usually still photographs, a bunch of photographs and voiceovers and this, that, and the other thing. So to see all of the video footage in the Roosevelts, I mean, it seemed like it was a Ken Burns, but at the same time it was like, Ken Burns doesn't usually use videos. I mean, how could he, right? It's like about the Civil War. How could he? So I wasn't sure if it was Ken Burns, but it did seem like it was a Ken Burns thing. And so, okay, so yes, it is by Ken Burns. Each of the 7 episodes lasts about 2 hours. Tonight is episode 5. Got it. Awesome. Okay, cool. I have to say, I know that this is lazy teaching, and I know that most likely students would not appreciate it, but I really love Ken Burns. I kind of wonder, and I kind of hope that teachers use his productions to teach a subject, because I'll tell you what, and like I said, I find Ken Burns' work to be fascinating. I have no doubt in my mind that a 13-year-old girl, a 13-year-old boy would not find it fascinating at all, but I still want them to show it in schools. I feel like there's so much, he covers so much, and you learn so many little weird things. Oh God. And oh my goodness, I don't know if you guys saw the Ken Burns documentary on country music. You guys, his documentary on country music was phenomenal. I could watch that over and over again. And let's see here. So Gina, Terry in Scotland, the name of the writer and historian that you guys were thinking of on the stream is Jeffrey C. Ward, and he had polio himself. Okay, I don't know who Jeffrey C. Ward was or what you guys are talking about, but I'm so glad that missing piece of info has been found, because I know that if I were involved in the conversation that you guys were involved in, it would just be in my head. What was that name? What was that name? What was that name? What was that name? It's on the tip of my tongue. It's on the tip of my tongue. What was that name? What was that name? So I'm very glad that piece of info has floated in your ear. Now, Terry, you say tonight is going to be episode 5. Are you going to be showing that? Normally you show that right now, but you're here. So are you going to be showing this at 4:30 when I'm done? Are you going to be showing this after Andy Boomatai's stream at around 6:30 West Coast time? So, okay, you'll show it after me. Okay, cool. All right, excellent. Then I will probably catch the beginning, and then I'll probably end up double dipping for the rest of the stream. because, as mentioned earlier, Keone Nunes is going to be on Andy Bumatai's show. And in case you guys didn't know, I'm kind of a fan of tattooing culture, and so I'm very curious about what Keone has to say. Now, granted, I don't ever expect to be tattooed by Keone, although I would love to, but and my tattoo culture is very different than the tattoo culture that Keone is a part of. But Keone used to be a part of the electric tattoo machine culture as well, so he's familiar with where I'm coming from as well. So awesome. Okay, yeah, I figured, Gina, that it stemmed from the documentaries that you guys were showing. So awesome. Now it sounds like the Ken Burns production, it is about both the Roosevelts, right? FDR and Teddy, and it's about how it's sort of the arc of that family's dynasty, correct? It's not just about one or the other, it's about the both, right? Okay, Gina, yes, all right, that's what I thought. And Pinnell, there used to be a show on APTN all about traditional tattoo artists. I don't know what APTN is, but that's okay. I wish that I actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna write it down, APTN, and I'm gonna note. I'm gonna see if I can find that. Terry, all three of the Roosevelts, Theodore, Franklin, and Eleanor. Awesome. You know, I feel really silly that I forgot Eleanor. So, yeah, dude, thank you. And that's awesome that Ken included her because I know enough to know, because, yeah, in fact, I know enough to know, I feel a little silly having forgotten to mention her. So, like, really, yeah, anyway. Pinnell, Aboriginal People's Television Network. Awesome. Okay, now, Pinnell, I don't expect you to know this. I can go research this, but do you happen to know if they have a YouTube channel? Because I definitely am interested in seeing the tattoo situation. And here's the deal. I don't know anything about anything, but I'm starting to get the impression, and I'm really kind of afraid to say what I'm about to say because I so totally don't know anything, that this actually is a moment where if you guys know better than me, or like if Keone Nunes was here and he knew better than me, this is truly a potentially haha moment. But we associate tattooing with the Polynesian culture and the islands, and we associate it with the sailors that traveled through there and brought it back to the mainland, back to the continents, back to the continental United States. But I'm actually beginning to get the impression that tattooing might have started on the continental United States, along the coast, etc., and perhaps even further inland, but definitely along the coasts. Because there is truth that, I mean, we already have that, we already know that coastal Northern Californian, Oregon, and Alaskan natives along the coast all used to have traditional tattoos. And so I'm beginning to wonder, and then also Okinawa in Japan, they had a tattoo culture there as well, of the traditional tattoos, not the gangster, not the gangster guys, but a tradition of tattooing within the Okinawan culture. And I'm beginning to think that tattoos quite possibly didn't originate in Polynesia at all. In fact, Polynesia might have been the last place to get tattooing, but it's also the place where it lasted And so it's where the resurgence is coming from, perhaps. But I'm starting to wonder if... I'm starting to wonder just how far back tattooing of the indigenous populations on the continental United States, aka Turtle Island, have been going on. Because I really don't think that those tattoos were brought to Turtle Island from Polynesia. I get the impression that perhaps Turtle Island people were part of a larger tattooing culture that included Polynesia, but it was also going to be stamped out. It was one of the first to get stamped out because of the missionaries. And so I just don't know. Exactly, Pinnell. Inuit women have gotten tattoos for beauty. Exactly. This is Turtle Island people, right? And yes, Darlene, exactly. Some indigenous tribes on the continental United States, North American continent, aka Turtle Island, absolutely did. But we definitely don't associate tattooing culture with the indigenous populations on the continental United States. And the modern tattooing culture can be traced back to the sailors who came through Polynesia and brought tattooing back to the continental United States. But I think it was there before, I guess. And I have no background about this. Not one little bit of any kind of concrete knowledge, but this is just what my gut tells me. And so, obviously, I don't know nothing, but this is just my little theory, right? And so, Elaine, both your grandmothers had tattoos on their hand. Both Okinawans migrated here for marriages to men who already migrated before them. Exactly. In fact, Elaine, I can't remember what came up on my feed, but there's a documentary about the tattoo culture of the Okinawan people, and which only just has poured fuel on my fire of, I don't really think that tattoos came to Polynesia. In fact, I think tattoos I think the tattoos came to Polynesia. I don't think Polynesia is where tattoos came from. Nowadays, the revitalization of the culture of tattooing absolutely is Polynesian centered. Absolutely. Not arguing that. But like prior to colonialism, missionaries, and the overtaking of the lands, I feel like tattooing had a greater role in indigenous population societies than we currently know, or rather than mainstream currently acknowledges. Somebody somewhere probably knows it. Lots of somebodies in lots of somewheres probably know it. But as far as the rest of us, i.e. the white folk who aren't from that culture, we are woefully unaware of the tattoo history on this continent. That's my little tattoo soapbox. And the best thing about that soapbox is it's full of soap and it's full of port prel, because I don't know what I'm talking about. That's what Keone needs to be here for. That's what Keone needs to be here for. And let's see here. Real Stream Bot, I think, is telling me that Kevin is saying, you're going to head out, got to get dinner before the Daily Pidgin. Awesome. Okay. Aloha and mahalo for hanging out. We will see you in about an hour or maybe less. Yeah, but got to go get that eats. Exactly, and we're getting on the soapbox, the soaping of the soap. And so, Pinnell, you're going to look up that tattoo program for me? Oh, fantastic. I've got it written down too, so I'm going to be doing some homework. But if you think you can find it quick and easy, or if you want to put out that effort, I am very grateful and very thankful, because the tattoo rabbit hole, I'm about to go down the tattoo rabbit hole. Part of the reasons why I'm about to go down the tattoo rabbit hole is there is an exhibit at the Burke Museum in Seattle that's ending in April, so I need to get on this. that is talking about the Pacific Northwest tattoo cultures amongst the indigenous populations. So I know that the information is already out there. I just don't have it. And so anything and everything that I just said, like, that's just me making stuff up. I don't know, which is why, but I want to learn. I want to know. This is where my brain is going. And so, excellent, Pinnell. They talk about all kinds of tattoos all over the world. That is so perfect. Because, we know enough about what the Yakuza tattoos that, the gangsters in Japan do. We, know enough about the rock and roll tattoo culture and the biker tattoo culture and the sailor tattoo culture. But that's not the indigenous tattoo culture. That's not where the tattoos came from, per se. And so, so I want to learn about all of the tattoos from all of the places and all of the things. There you go. All of the things. Okay, so, let's see here. It looks like, holy crumb, it's 4:25. All right, you guys, even though we had not a whole lot to talk about, in fact, we had like nothing to talk about, we managed to talk for almost, 90 minutes. So that's awesome. And Terry in Scotland coming in. So wait a second here. The Ainu people of Hokkaido have a tattoo culture as well. That doesn't surprise me. Now, Terry is, okay. This show is called Skindigenous. I feel like I've heard of that. Cool. I just noted that. And then Terry, I don't expect you to have this knowledge, but the Ainu people of Hokkaido, is that a prefecture that's up north? Is that a further north in the Japanese chain archipelago of islands? For some reason, I want to say it is, but I'm really good at lying about that. Picola T, thank you so much for resubbing. And that's right, you missed the 3 p.m. start time. Actually, Picola T, so did I. We're a couple minutes late. That 3 p.m. just sneaks right up on ya. So no worries. 3 p.m. is just Wednesdays. It's hard to stick in your mind. I get it. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how we're going to do this Wednesday thing. It's tough for you. It's tough for me. We're going to do it. And Darlene, it makes you wonder if there were tattoos in Poland where your ancestors came from. Maybe not. I would not be surprised if it might go back a further couple hundred more years, but I wouldn't be surprised if indigenous populations all over the world had tattooing cultures. And it might have gotten, I really think that, I know that, well, I mean, first off, in Judaism, you're not allowed to be buried in a Jewish cemetery if you have a tattoo. So that in and of itself says to me, there was some tattooing culture going on thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years ago, right? And so, my further assumption, once again, nothing that I know, I'm making stuff up here. I'm guessing that, once the church really got in charge of things, that perhaps tattooing was, looked down upon. I can only assume that it was the missionaries that helped to quash the tattooing culture of Hawaii. And so, since Poland has been under the rule of the Catholic Church for a couple thousand years, it might make sense that, back in the day, they might have had some tats. But then, when the church came in, that culture slowly dissolved. Once again, not knowing what I'm talking about. Totally making things up. So, don't quote me. And Darlene, you remember your grandma mentioning that one of your uncles had multiple tattoos. Now you're curious too. I am very curious now, especially with your uncle, because it's like, he might have had, there might have been a tattooing culture in Poland that was like underground, that wasn't really necessarily anything to do with ethnicities or Polish culture, but sort of like for lack of a better description, sort of like the Masons. You know, it's just like, was he part of a secret society? Or like, I'm very curious now about Polish history or Polish tattoo history. So, yeah, I mean, really, it makes sense that that it would be worldwide. And okay, Terry in Scotland, I'm not making things up. The Ainu are, Hokkaido is the northernmost island. That's what I thought. And that doesn't surprise me that they have a tattoo culture, because I happen to know that the people from the northernmost set of islands and the people from the southernmost, i.e. the Okinawans, even though they're Japanese, they are a distinctly separate culture from the traditional Japanese culture, both of them. I used to work under an 18th century Buddhist priest whose temple is in Japan. He is Japanese, and he made it very clear that the northern people, they're darker skinned than most Japanese people, and they are kind of a different culture than, you know, the Tokyo types. And then Okinawans will tell you from the get-go, we're not Japanese, we're Okinawans. And so, yeah, I'm not at all surprised that the Hokkaido prefecture people maybe did come from a different culture that included the tattooing. So there you have it. All right, so we have Terry in Scotland. Exactly. Most of your ancestors had jailhouse tats. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I kind of wonder about. I kind of wonder about Darlene. It's like, did your uncle, did he do things that got him put away for a minute? Was he part of that criminal underworld? So exciting, but so dangerous. That's it. Yes. So, okay, you guys, today was a whole lot of not a much of anything but tattoos, black cat sessions, mixed up technology, and all sorts of stuff. So, it is 4:31. It is time to head on out. And Elaine coming in. Yes. See? Elaine coming in. Yes, not Japanese. Okinawans with freckles and reddish hair. Exactly, you guys. That is exactly it. Technically speaking, they're Japanese, but you gonna ask if an Okinawan if they're Japanese? They gonna tell you, we Okinawan. Yes, that is it. All right, cool. Terry is gonna fire up his stream. I am gonna try to raid you, Terry. So maybe if Terry could Terry, go away right now. Start your stream, and I'm gonna try and raid you. I tried to raid you a couple days ago, but I didn't know how. So, so I didn't. And so, cool. Bye-bye, Terry. We'll see you. We will see you, or I'll be raiding you, I hope. I'll try. And yeah, exactly, Cola T. Did someone say Okinawan? Exactly. Yeah, Okinawans are not Japanese. They be Okinawan. They be Okinawan. All right, so let me see if Terry is here yet. And, okay, so, all right, I don't see Terry up and running yet, so I'll give him a second. But, for those of you who know, is this, I think, okay, I think I maybe did that. Is that, oh, wait, hold on. Okay, so I just hold on. Well, I don't know if Terry's there yet, but this is what I'm doing. So I've got a raid. I did the raid. Now it's just a question of whether or not Terry's actually there. So I think I did it right. And okay, he is there. Awesome. All right, we're raiding now to Terry. And for those of you who aren't going to go with Terry, go to Terry's. We will see each other on the Daily Pidgin.